Have you ever wondered why you just can't seem to put your phone down when you have an assignment due? Well, you're definitely not alone. The average person actually touches their phone over 2,600 times a single day. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the invisible strings of our digital world. We're going to look at the massive forces and complex systems that drive our online behavior, often without us even realizing it's happening.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with who controls your digital world, then the new data colonialism. After that, commodifying your attention. Then we'll hit dependency and the divide. And finally, reclaiming our digital future. Let's dive in.
All right, Section 1. Who actually controls your digital world?
When we think about all the apps, the cloud services, the AI systems, and the mobile devices we rely on every single day, it turns out they're almost all developed and managed by an incredibly small handful of tech innovation corporations. These organizations have completely transformed our social, academic, and economic lives. And because they've grown so fast, they now control just massive amounts of data and economic resources. So we really have to ask ourselves, when a single company dominates a digital market, who is actually in charge of our virtual ecosystem? And what exactly is happening to all that data we're constantly generating?
These megacorporations basically dominate your everyday environment in three major ways. First up, search engines. You look something up, say a new pair of sneakers, and automated algorithms completely curate your reality based on what they deem relevant or, sponsored content. It totally influences what you buy and how you learn. Second, e-commerce platforms like Amazon. They centralize buyers and sellers. It's incredibly convenient for sure, but it raises some serious questions about fair play for small businesses when a platform just ranked its own products first. And third, social media. These apps are deliberately engineered with instant notifications and interaction loops to literally trap your attention.
Which brings us to Section 2, the new data colonialism. Now, what's truly fascinating here is how this plays out on a global scale. This immense extraction of data primarily benefits powerful corporations located in the global north. Think the United States or China. Meanwhile, users and communities in the global south, or developing regions, are generating a massive chunk of this data, yet they are completely locked out of controlling it or getting any equitable benefits from their own digital information.
Consider this pretty dark parallel. Back in the day, historical colonialism was all about conquering physical land and exploiting natural resources. Today, modern corporations are engaged in an intensive extraction of your digital identity. They are commodifying and controlling your digital footprint and your online interactions as if they were literally raw materials to be mined.
You can see this extraction happening every single day. Interaction platforms are hoarding your browsing habits, which raises huge red flags about privacy and transparency. Then you have AI systems that are frequently trained using data harvested from indigenous communities or minorities, completely without their explicit consent or any fair distribution of the tech's benefits. Even digital health and education apps that get rolled out in vulnerable, low-income sectors often just collect user reports that end up being exploited for commercial market strategies.
Let's move on to Section 3, commodifying your attention.
It is absolutely no accident that it's so easy to lose track of time scrolling. Your focus, your clicks, the minutes you spend interacting with a post, they've stopped being just everyday actions. They are literally the tech market's most valuable product. Put simply, your screen time is their money.
This whole process operates like a highly tuned machine. Step 1 is data collection. They harvest your interests, your habits, even your location. Step 2, the algorithms take over, triggering you emotionally to keep you watching. Step 3 is targeted ads, where they monetize that attention with hyper-specific advertising. And Step 4 is retention, using push notifications, streaks, likes, and little rewards to lock you into the platform even longer.
The fallout from this machine is really severe. Because the ultimate goal is just to keep you engaged at all costs, we're seeing massive spikes in digital addiction, where users are literally losing control of their browsing habits. We see the rapid, wildfire spread of misinformation and polarization, mainly because sensationalized fake news is just great at keeping people hooked. We see incredibly invasive privacy violations just to feed the algorithm's constant hunger for personal data. And finally, platforms often completely neglect or marginalize groups who are a bit less tech-savvy, just because they aren't profitable attention generators.
Let's look at the human cost in Section 4, dependency and the divide.
Technological dependency isn't just about liking your phone too much. Experts are pointing out that overusing technology can actually degrade your basic skills. When we constantly delegate every little task to digital tools, things like mental math or proper writing skills can actually decline.
It starts to impact our ability to think critically, turning us into passive consumers rather than active, intentional decision makers. Now, the goal isn't to quit technology altogether, but we definitely need to use it mindfully rather than letting it run on autopilot.
Furthermore, not everyone is even experiencing this digital world equally. The digital divide isn't just one single issue. Socioeconomically, many families simply cannot afford pricey internet subscriptions or modern devices. Regionally, a lot of rural and isolated communities entirely lack the telecommunications infrastructure, like they literally don't have cellular reception. And there's also a gender-based divide, where in certain cultures, girls receive significantly less support to learn about or use technology. Computer science is vital for the future, but its value really drops if only a select few get to participate.
All right, Section 5, Reclaiming Our Digital Future.
So how do we push back? The first powerful concept here is data sovereignty. By championing data sovereignty, communities and nations can actually take back control of their own information from foreign tech giants. It's all about ensuring self-determination in digital spaces, basically deciding autonomously and locally exactly how data should be used and who should benefit from it.
Building right on top of that, we have data justice. This framework ensures that no one's digital footprint is exploited without their fully informed permission. It demands explicit consent, equity, and absolute transparency from these tech organizations. It guarantees community participation so that tech decisions are fair and actually make sense for the people using them.
Zooming out to a broader scale, international regulations are absolutely critical tools. Legal frameworks like Europe's GDPR force corporations to respect user privacy and data rights. These regulations act as the protective shields that can hold massive, powerful tech innovation corporations accountable to everyday users like you and me. Finally, we absolutely have to invest in local digital infrastructure. By prioritizing local tech development and championing digital inclusion policies across all regions, we ensure we aren't completely dependent on just a few global monopolies. It strengthens internal systems and fosters a much fairer digital culture for everyone, which is exactly how we start closing that digital divide we talked about earlier.
We have covered a lot of ground today, from the tech giants harvesting our data to the incredibly smart algorithms designed to keep us scrolling endlessly. Now that you're armed with the critical thinking skills to analyze these systems, I want to leave you with this final thought. Look around your own life. Look at your school, your social circles, your community. How are these invisible strings pulling at you every day? And more importantly, now that you can actually see them, how will you choose to navigate your digital footprint moving forward? Thanks for exploring this with me today. Stay curious, stay critical, and take charge of your screen.